Today we're exploring the trails of lovely Stallion Oaks Ranch in Descanso, California, using faith as our guide. Well, we have a very special guest with us on the trail today. With us is Reverend Chris DiGiorgio. He has a ministry, Unity Ministry in New York, and he's going to be joining us on this little mystical walk we have today. So Chris, we're talking about faith today, and what would your definition of faith be?
Well, I think faith is the switch that starts an idea. You know, we could have ideas that we don't use, but the ones we do use, the first step in creating anything and expressing anything is faith.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like this little hill in back of us. You know, it makes me think of that gospel, the Jesus. He said, you know, you have the faith of a grain of mustard seed. You can say to that mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. So anything that we encounter in our lives, no matter how big it is, if we have faith that the good of God is working through that and in that situation, that it will move for us and we can transform it. So we're going to be taking a closer walk on the trail and a closer look at this idea of faith using nature as an illustration. It's faith that enables the water from this pond to flow downstream, to boldly go down the valley and carve out a new path and a new direction.
With faith, I'm looking at these trees, and these trees give me an idea of how a tree can root in uncertain ground. And so when we look at a tree and seeing the roots, sometimes it's in, as Jesus says, in rocky ground, sometimes it's in the right ground. And you know, when we leap for faith, sometimes we have doubt, but the trees stand tall even when doubt creeps in. And so what I could say about faith is doubt comes, but that doesn't mean you have to give up so easily.
It's through faith that we recognize that we're on the right path, that whatever we need is right here, right now, right before us.
That's one other thing, you know, walking this valley that I'm thinking of is resilience. You know, when we have faith, sometimes there are setbacks, but look at this nature. This area here, I was told, had wildfires here, and things grew back. Even through the ashes, they grew back. And so with faith, we can grow back some of the disappointments or some of the things that we feel have not gone our way, but there's always a new day and always a new opportunity for faith.
The labyrinth is a prime example of how when we exert faith that we're on the right path, that despite the many twists and turns, the many switches in direction, that we know we are able to get to the center of what we desire. We know fully that as we move from the center in faith, that our way through any situation becomes clear. Well, it's been a great day here at Stallion Oaks Ranch, engaging with Trail Talks with my good friend here, Reverend Chris. Such a pleasure to have you today, my friend.
Thank you.
And great talk on faith, too.
Yes.
I really appreciate your insights and look forward to more guest ministers and guest teachers on Trail Talks as we move forward through this new year. And Chris has a very interesting thing he's doing he'd like to share about a podcast he's on. So Chris, could you give us some information about that?
Sure, you can check out the New Thought Experience on Google, on Apple, or any of the other familiar podcast platforms. Similar to Trail Talks, we have a short talk every about 10 minutes each time, and it's on different New Thought topics. So I hope to have you hear our podcasts.
All right, definitely make sure you check out Reverend Chris's podcast, and we look forward to seeing all of you again on the next Trail Talks. Reverend Ken, your trail guide, have a blessed and awesome week. We'll see you later.